Okay, but one aspect of the entire thing that stands out like a sore thumb, is the aspect where you outrightly denied making some of the comments. Whereas, hold on, Daniel. Whereas you were, there are records, electronic records.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity now because Daniel, what I want us to do, let's give opportunity to Nigerians to see you apologize, if I may use that.
I would not apologize.
To say, because Nigerians feel let down that you brought
because of misinformation. When they bring out the full video and play it, and the Nigerians watch it and air their opinion, then at that point we will decide whether I will apologize. I would rather expect that lots of Nigerians will apologize to me, but then they can't now because their opinion was based on the 8-minute doctored interview. So within that context, they are right in how they express themselves.
Are you saying, Daniel, that even the aspect where you were asked direct questions that you said the president is this or okay, for instance, you didn't say that in that interview, but I remember you saying even if they give President Tinubu 30 years, he cannot do anything. You said that. This
is another misinformation. Okay. You see what you're just saying?
Yeah.
Because it has been played over and over on social media, you now accept. But I never say something like that.
Until we play out, maybe if we now get the real tape.
I can even send you the interview, or if you can pause this, I will forward to you. I have it on my phone here.
Daniel, what about the specific cases, instances that Mehdi mentioned where you said this, he said no, but then they played.
Like I told you, you see, this is another thing.
Yes.
You are still believing the falsehood and the lies of Mehdi.
Explain the falsehood.
No, you said they played in that interview. There was never playing of anything.
Yeah, I admit your explanation that it wasn't played to you when you were there.
Yes.
They played it afterwards. But
no, they did not play it afterwards because there was any hearing again.
They produced it afterwards and added it.
But the point I'm saying, get it very clear.
Let me get it.
If the in fact, not even the original, even the 49 minutes interview that was doctored.
Yes.
If you go and watch it, a lot of people didn't watch it. Those who watch it actually contact me and say they were surprised at this thing when they
because they're your friends.
No, I'm talking about obedience. How I assess my performance from my worst enemies. From obedience. So now they said, so what is the huge? Because in the beginning, he has asked a question like that and you have admitted. Why is it that later you denied? I told him, let the full video come out. I got frustrated with the way he was repeating what I told him. I acknowledged saying things even more than what you are imagining. But let us go to the issues because now I have changed my opinion and everybody has a right. In fact, on one occasion, I asked him, what is the job of the opposition? He said to oppose. I said, thank you.
So, let's tidy up on this. So, you don't owe Nigerians any explanation?
No, I don't owe Nigerians. Explanation, yes, I've explained.
Sorry, you don't owe us any apologies?
No, I don't.
Because, it's a sign of, magnanimity, largeness of heart.
Yes, if...
To say, I'm sorry, that was not my best showing.
In my life, I have, if anybody that knows me, I am one of the fewest persons that own up to issues when they are correct and I say I apologize. Ask people who are around me. To a point where some people say, you too, they apologize. But I cannot apologize on falsehood, on doctored interview, for which the opinion were based on the doctored interview. You understand? They were based on that. So I will not apologize to falsehood and to fake news until when they release the entire video. Then when you watch it and then you come back to me and say, this is a poor performance. I've watched all the video and I think it's a poor performance. And then I'll apologize to you.
Because why I asked was because, when I saw it, I was like, Daniel didn't commit any offense. If you were asked, you said this, simply say, yes, I said it based on the information I had then, or I've changed my mind. Nobody can accuse you for
even in the 49 minutes, I urge you, sir, because I'm now using you as a reflection of the society because I'm seeing from the way we are communicating, you probably didn't watch the 49. A lot of people did not because Mediasa released the 8 minutes.
No, I watched the entire 49. I watched it.
You watched it?
Yes, the entire 49.
Was there at any material time in the 49 minutes where I admitted to saying things against Asiwaju? And I said I did that because I was in the opposition.
Yes, there was a point where you said that's the job of the opposition or something. There was a point at that where you
said
that.
If you have watched it, you will find more than 3 occasions in which I acknowledge. And by the way, for more than 1 year in Nigeria, this thing was litigated. All the TV houses I have been to, all, and what I mean all, podcasts and everything, I have never denied that. I have never denied saying that. And it is out in the public domain anyway. And the president in question, whom I say things in my capacity as the opposition, told me it is just the opposition. Ignore that and just move on with your work. You get the point? So I don't know the hue. You see, Mehdi Hassan did that because he might say that he is not a Nigerian, so he didn't know how that thing was litigated after I've changed my mind, and he has to do that. I don't have a problem with that. I answered all his questions. When he starts saying the same thing after I had warned him, I now made up my mind just to be denying it.
Okay, let's tidy up on this with this last question. There are strong insinuations that there are, disenchantments within, disunity within the president's media team, and that indeed this entire Mehdi Hassan saga was a setup. You were sent there and set up, knowing that, assuming that you would fail, you would struggle and probably fail, and that would portray you in bad light before your principal. Is there any substance?
I will reserve my comment regarding that because
Daniel, please.
I don't believe
the public has a right to know.
Yes, but I don't believe in I don't believe in crying. I know what is going on.
Yes.
Right from when I was appointed.
Yes.
I know. In fact, it is beyond just assuming. These are things
we have to place it because I don't have evidence. That's why I'm asking you.
And I am not about
to hear from the horses.
To be honest with you, sir. All the places I've been to, I have always de-emphasized conversation around my person. I've not been appointed to speak about myself. It's to speak about the president and his program.
Absolutely.
That is where you see my best, And I'm not the type of person that will complain about what is going on.
But there is division, there's disunity.
It's up to you guys in the media.
No, confirm it. You are the man in the eye of the storm.
Let me tell you.
You are the man in the eye of the storm. So let this go to rest. Let's
See. Let's just proceed. Let's proceed.
Okay. Maybe we'll come back to it when we've dealt with some other. Let's proceed. Has the president reached out to you personally in the fallout of the
he's my boss now.
Have you seen him? Has he called you to say, okay, please don't?
Even as I yesterday, we chatted.
Okay, but was there any reference made to that?
I reserve my comment. But I can tell you this.
Yes.
The president has absolute confidence in my loyalty and commitment to him. And he has reiterated that over and over to a point I sometimes I feel like because he continues to say, I have absolute confidence in you and you are doing well. This president is somebody who assesses people part time. He is not somebody who sits down. But the greatest strength that President Bwala Tinubu has, the greatest strength, I have been around politicians, the greatest strength that he has is in his ability not to make a quick judgment when information comes to him.
Strength, his greatest strength.
One of his greatest strengths. Do you know why I'm saying that? I've been around leaders who, knowing that the other party may never get to come and give his side of the story, once they hear something, they act on it. The president's belief is that when you come around and speak about people's strength, he appreciates it. When you complain, the first point in his mind is you may have an agenda. So he subjects what you're saying to forensic verification. How he will do that, you will not even know. So that's why you see sometimes people will cook things in the media, sponsor bloggers. There is nothing that didn't happen in this last time, including opinion people high profile, that we are given the brief to write opinion against me, that way the president will be convinced. Skit makers.
They were hired.
2 out of these people reached out to me and said, I couldn't take that type of nonsense because I know who you are. I'm talking of prominent people. I'm not talking of social media only. But with all those things, was the president moved? He knows who I am. In terms of commitment, he knows my commitment. The president knows if I'm not committed to him, I will not come and work with him. He knows how much I revered about his qualities and abilities and what he has done to me in terms of drawing me close, forgiving me about all. He knows that it's like a renewed energy in me to want to repay for the kind of large heart
that as the father has welcomed
for the large heart. Some people are not comfortable with that. Some people are not comfortable with that. And that's why you see all those things. When I see
even minding the fact that you were actually part of that family before.
Where were they? When I was with him? And one good thing about the president is 99.9% of people who are standing now taking stone and stoning somebody. Jesus said, let who has not sinned among you, let him be the first to cast the stone. 99% of the people doing that have all in their history worked against Aswaju. I'm talking of people closest to him. But you see, we live in a world where like in the days of Jesus Christ. Even the afflicted wants to afflict another person. But this election year, I am not about emphasizing or complaining about me. We have achieved so much with this administration that all I am concerned about is how to propagate it. Oh, I was in London last week. We traveled with the president for the engagement. I was in BBC. These people could appreciate what this government is doing. Now, but let me tell you something that is probably to give a perspective to Nigerians. Since 2023, the political climate has been changed for the negative. When we had for the first time political representatives cut across 3 major languages, and the demographics cut across that, it has built up hate on social media. People don't even know the manipulation of algorithm on social media, where you will be coerced to join the bandwagon. It was never your intention, but you were manipulated by algorithm. People don't even know that. Then, secondly, the set of people that support Peter Obi, I am sorry that sometimes I have to mention it. Their hatred is beyond imagination.
The obedience, you mean?
The obedience. They don't subject anything to objectivity, right? When this thing happened, they came at it because they knew how, in the past few months, how I neutralized what he claims to be his strength. And so they came all out thinking by that they would demoralize me against the next election. So that's what you see on social media. Now, where are they? Some of them are in civil society. So when they push out civil society, they say Nigerian civil society are complaining. But in actual fact, it is partisan people. Because now they are coming out to say they are supporting Peter Obi. Even television anchors in major TV houses, unofficial spokesmen of Peter Obi, they will be there. They'll be talking about objectivity and be attacking. But in actual fact, it is pushing out. Anytime there is a story negative about Peter Obi, they will never report it. This morning I was watching that program. And Peter Obi went to Kanu and him and Kwankwaso and there was crowd. See the excitement on the anchors to talk about it.
Are they not supposed to be excited? They're just
no, but let them come out and tell Nigerians I'm supporting Peter Obi. In America, I mean, people are not partisan.
No, but are you sure they're actually supporting
Are you asking me? I have more than enough evidence. They can't look me in the face and say that. But now when they see, they start analyzing, they will never say anything good in Nigeria. Anything happen in Nigeria, they will find 1,001 reasons to say that this is not the reason why it's happening like that.
We'll come back to this. We'll come back to...
And Nigerians don't know that.
We'll come back to the state of Nigeria, but let's delve deeper. Inside Aso Villa, there are cabals. There's a cabal, and then the cabal itself is factionalized. So we have the Shetima camp, the Wike camp. Of course, the Wike camp is tied to the apron strings of the chief of staff, Fred Gbajabiamila. They are allegedly, to be working in cahoots. Then you have old APC, Hawks also camp, and then different tendencies in the villa. The question is, you are a technocrat of sorts. You are a brilliant lawyer, independent-minded, fiercely passionate about your ideas, not just about the president, but even about the country and all of that. Number one question: do you feel belonged in that circle? Do you feel belonged in that circle?
To be honest?
Yes. And how is the president managing these different...
First of all, I'm not in a position to admit what you have said because I don't know of the existence of
Daniel,
the
you cannot say that.
What I can tell you is that...
You have agreed much even in your initial comment.
No. What I can tell you is that in every government in this world, there are people because of either relationship with the principal have some degree of influence. Some exert those influence for the positives. Some exert the influence for the negative, to the advantage rather than to the interest of the principal. That's why people call cabal. For example, Donald Trump in this second time, 2.0, his son practically constituted the cabinet. He didn't hide it. He said it after the Donald Trump won. He said, I am going to constitute the cabinet. And if you see the people he appointed, he did that. Some will call it cabal. Why Donald Trump left he left him to do that maybe he has seen that the young man has eye for people, and maybe he has also relationship with people around him. Every president exercises discretion on how he governs, as long as you are not violating the law. President Bwala Tinubu, over the years, he is a thoroughbred politician. Not that he's a technocrat in the sense that he's a businessman, somebody from the corporate world. But he has built politics over the years that politics permeate every of his being in the way he manages people. President Bwala Tinubu can manage people of varied opinions in one place, and it will not be to his detriment. what I can tell you is that President Bola Tinubu is in charge of his government. You see, some people, I knew, for example, late President Muhammadu Buhari, God rest his soul, when he was in government, there were reports and there were facts supporting it. And many times he himself said by his mouth that these people are appointed that I didn't even know them, they brought them to me. He wasn't in charge. After he left, I saw a book written by the family in which one of the daughters said, even certain signature Emefiele did, he said he was not even aware. So, those type of things that are not clear. In the case of President Bola Tinubu, like I cited an example to you of how somebody will come up to him and speak against another, and you will think just because you are influential, he will agree with what you say, and that person will be there. He personally told me there was a particular cabinet member he wanted to appoint at the time, and the hail was loose. Everybody was kicking against it. He said he just sat down and was watching them because he knew what he saw and why he wanted to nominate the guy. And now the same set of people that were fighting have come back to him to talk about the effectiveness and performance of that person. That is President Bola Tinubu. So when you ask about myself, whether I feel I belong,
yes,
I work with the president as a special advisor. I have access to the president in terms of physically seeing him and then communication through, by privilege, through phone. And like I told you even yesterday, we chatted. And that is the father, because I see him more than just a president. I see him as a father. That's how he brought me. You can ask the son Sheyi. Even when Sheyi talk to people about me, he will say, that's daddy's son. No. That's the way I relate. It may be different from the way other people relate. If you talk of people who belong, the best thing to belong to any group is to belong to the administrative setup, because that's the reason you are not appointed to come and form a group or join a group. A non-existent group.
I'm a private sector person, and I learned the hard way not to play office politics. As in, I learned the hard way, the wisdom in playing office politics, in mastering it. Because I was of your mind too that, no, I'm here to do my job, I'm not interested. And then until I got swept away by, high wire politics. So I'm going to ask you, high wire, serious one, in private sector.
Well,
in fact, office politics is a course on its own in management.
To be taught.
Absolutely. It's called corporate culture. It falls under that, Anyway,
right.
The question is, in what camp do you belong?
The funny part is that yes, even in church there is
it's everywhere. Even in families, it's there. The question is, in what camp do you belong? Because I didn't add the camps of Sheyi Tinubu, the president's.
You to add the camp?
Of course. I mean, Sheyi Tinubu can get you any appointment. So I hear. I don't know. And of course, the wife, Dr. Mrs. Remi Tinubu, she has her own camp too. She has power.
Really?
Will influence.
Who set up all those camps?
So, tell us, in which of these camps do you belong now?
I belong to the
president. Oh, you have your own camp too?
I belong to the president. I am a servant to the president and I have a good relationship with all of them. All these people you mentioned, I have a good, respectable relationship.
Then you must be a master of politics then. You must be a master politician. You must be a master politician.
Because you see what I've learned in life. When you find yourself in an association or organization, do your best to be a solution provider. Sometimes the reason why people talk about silos and camp is because of interest.
Absolutely.
Conflicting interest.
Absolutely.
When you don't have interest at all, but just to do the bidding of the principal, you will naturally find yourself as somebody who is a solution provider.
Okay.